Hello class, this is your instructor, Mrs. Potchnick, and I wanted to have a little introduction to the Adolescent Unit. We will talk about these different areas. We'll first discuss, what is adolescence, then we'll talk about the developmental stages that are during this time, and then we'll talk about key changes in the physical development. In future presentations, we will cover the emotional, social, and cognitive aspects of the adolescent. And also, this will be part 1. The Moodle program wouldn't take the entire video, so I'm cutting it in half, and I'll do half, and this will be part 1, and then you'll need to listen to part 2 for the whole assignment. First, I wanted to share this quote. Youth today love luxury. They have bad manners, they have contempt for authority, no respect for older people, and talk nonsense when they should be working. Young people do not stand up any longer when adults enter the room. They contradict their parents, talk too much in company, guzzle their food, lay their legs on the table, and tyrannize their elders. Now, is that really true? Do adolescents do that? And I'm sure when you were younger in the adolescent years, I'm sure you never did this yourself, but have you ever seen young adolescents do this? Well, who said this? I will show you. It was Socrates. Is that surprising or what? All the way back in 500 BC, and he was talking about the youth of Athens in Greece. So what is that saying? That maybe young adolescents have been obnoxious all the way through from the past till now? Well, let's go ahead and talk more about what an adolescent is. So, what do you think? What is an adolescent? What is an adolescent? Well, it's the time between childhood and adulthood, and this little cartoon shows that it's not an easy passageway. It's not a magical time. It doesn't start at a certain age. Somebody can't say that when they're 10 and a half or 11 or 12 that they're moving into adolescence, and they can't say they're done at 18 or 19 or 20. It's a growth period. Sometimes people say older people in their 30s are still in their adolescence time. So it's not a magical age, but it's from moving from being a child and growing into a responsible adult. And you can see all the struggles, the ouch, the crash, the help, the ah, and it is very troublesome, and we will talk about that. First, we'll look at some of the stages. So we have the sexuality section, and obviously there's a huge change there. We've got peer relationships because they take on a very important role compared to when people were young children. There's the body image with all the hormones changing the body. There's new images. And then, of course, independence. It's a natural growth cycle for children growing through adolescence that they want their independence, and that's very normal, and we will talk about that. So you'll need to open up this document on Moodle. It is presented with the title Physical Development of the Adolescent. So open it up and you can copy and paste the information into the submit box, and as I'm covering up the answers, you can type in your answers to submit. Some of the answers will be your opinion, and then we will share that in a voice thread after this assignment. So to begin, for number 1, between ages 14 and 17, 90% of the skeleton is built, and 50% more calcium and iron and zinc is needed. And this is huge when you think about 90% of the skeleton. And for females, it's essentially important that they have a lot of calcium, because as they grow and get older, their body doesn't continuously make the skeleton as strong as it does during these years. And when a woman is going through menopause, I know that seems way in the future, unimaginable, but the body stops making estrogen, and when the body doesn't have estrogen, then the bones lose some of the density and they can become thin. You might hear women who have osteoporosis and their bones are thinner, and if they fall, they break a hip. It's very easy. Their bones are brittle. So if a female will have enough calcium during her growing years, during her adolescent period, then she has a better chance in the future of not having osteoporosis, the thinning of the bones. And girls need about this many calories. Now, this is average. It's very general because, of course, some women are very short and some are very tall. Some are active, some aren't. So this is just a general amount of calories. And boys, again, 2,800, that's very general. Some guys are very tall, some of course are very short, some are very active. For number 3, the American adolescent diets often lack enough vitamins and minerals. Too much fat, salt, and sugars consumed. Our fast food culture is spreading to other countries. For example, McDonald's are in Japan, China, Russia, and other countries. And also many teens skip breakfast. And I will be having you do a health analysis report. And also for our video, our voice thread, I'd like to have you share if you eat breakfast in the morning or not. In my face-to-face class, a lot of my students say they don't eat breakfast. Number 4, only about 27% of high school seniors eat 5 servings of fruit and vegetables, and 23% and 41% of boys eat too many fatty and fried foods. So that's really not so good. And one of the questions we can talk about in the voice thread is, why do boys eat more of the fatty and fried foods than the girls? And number 5, not enough iron causes iron deficiency anemia. That's low blood hemoglobin, with symptoms such as being apathetic or lazy. And I don't like the word lazy, but it was in the textbook. I'd rather say somebody who feels tired. Now, if somebody doesn't have enough iron, they might feel very tired, and they should have their hemoglobin checked. And especially for females, again, once a month they lose blood from their menstrual flow, and they will be losing iron. So they need to really make sure they get enough iron if they're feeling very tired all the time. Now this ends part 1. The next page will begin part 2. So hold on, keep your document up, and open up part 2 for the physical development. Bye-bye.